Happy Thursday, March 10th, 2022. Breaking news, inflation hits 7.9% in February. 40-year high inflation. No kidding. What are they going to do about it? I don't think there's anything they can do about it because the inflation is going to continue to rise. Because what is inflation? It's creating more money. And they created a lot of money. And now, what is it? What was the spending bill? 1.5 trillion, and there was, oh man, I don't know how many billions went to, or going to Ukraine, because that's the hot topic right now. It was 13.6 billion, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Just throw some money out there. 13 billion here, 13 billion there. Yeah, no big deal, right? It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But that money doesn't buy so much anymore. You know, you probably can't buy too many jets with that money. Speaking of jets, no, I'm not talking West Side Story. When you're a jet till the end. What is it? I don't even know. I don't even know. It's been so long. But Ned Funicello, wasn't she in the one in the 60s? I don't know. Way off topic, way off track here. Jets. Not the New York Jets. No, we're talking about jets, fighter jets out of Poland, MiGs. Did they have the MiGs? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, first we got a deal to where Poland's going to send a bunch of planes to Ukraine. Then we don't have a deal. We've got Slow-Mo Joe wanting to have phone calls with Saudi Arabia and some other Middle Eastern country, and they didn't return the calls. An executive order yesterday by Mr. Joe, and about cryptocurrencies and digital assets that really didn't say a whole lot, other than the fact I think they're going to just, continue. I've said this for a long time. They want to go digital. They want to go digital. They want you digital because that's the easiest way to control you. If they control all your digital assets and it's issued through them, central bank digital currencies, then they have you where they want you. Man, my voice, I still not recovered from screaming and yelling at that basketball game Monday night. My wife says, I can't take you anymore. I said, why? Because you just get too riled up and you're almost embarrassing. Oh my gosh. It was funny because on the news that night, they had clips of the crowd. And I said, there I am, right by that pillar, look. And, she's rolling her eyes, going like this. And anyway, I got in the shot like 2 or 3 times for a split second. Yeah, oh boy. Good times, I tell you, good times. You know what? If you can't get fired up about something, then you're not alive. It's good stuff. And by the way, the boys basketball, that's what I'm talking about, our high school. They, for the first time ever, have gone to state in basketball. They're in the top 4. They play tomorrow to see, if they go to the championship game. If not, they'll be playing for 3rd or 4th place. But hey, man, I'll tell you what. This is some high quality studio action here in the Digibud. Good stuff. Stick with me for a minute, whatever. Look at this mess. The thing just collapsed on me. Oh, there we go. Live action. Live. This is what happens. This is not pre-recorded. This is the real deal, folks. All right, there we go. Cars yelling at me. Oh my gosh. All right. So anyway, proud of the boys. Hopefully they can bring home a state title. That would be amazing. Absolutely. Oh, this thing's locking up on me. It's not my day, brother. Oh, no wonder. I weighed 500 pounds and it went around me. Oh my goodness. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay, I'm back. So go boys. But yeah, the executive order that Biden's putting out there, it is it really doesn't do anything. And crypto jumped on the news, jumped up a little bit, and now it's down somewhat. Kind of hovering around Bitcoin, that bellwether, crypto is hovering around 39,000. So, crypto's just kind of going sideways until it does something. Either dumps or it pumps. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it's going to do. In the meantime, you just accumulate. If it really dips, you know, it'd be nice to have a little bit of money on the sidelines that you can jump in there and grab some. So crypto's not going to disappear, and the fact that a president has to come out with an executive order and discuss it and talk about it tells you that it's not going away. They want to control the system. They want to make sure that they've got access to that system and control it the best they can. The problem with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, Dogecoin, even, you know, people, oh boy, I start talking about Dogecoin and then the phone falls down. But Dogecoin's a mined coin too. It just doesn't have a capped supply. I mean, it can go on forever. So a lot of people are like, well, that's not sound money for the digital age. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it can be money for the digital age though, because it is a mined out coin. It takes work to produce it. You can't, it's just not made out of nothing. And so, you know, when I say proof of work, that means, you know, it takes effort. Make sure I'm in the right gear. It takes effort to produce it. You need to run computers and computing power and energy, and see, it just can't happen overnight. And that's the key. And I've talked about this before. These coins, like Bitcoin, okay, it started getting mined out in 2009. So from that point to now, in 2022, 13 years, you've had 19 million Bitcoin created out of the total 21 million that can ever exist. Well, most of it comes online quicker, fast, and then the last little bit of it, it takes forever. It's going to take 100 years to get those last 2 million Bitcoin. So if you can get Bitcoin now, probably a good idea. It's going to get harder and harder to get those last remaining coins that are mined out, because they're not going to get mined very quickly. There's very few coming out, and there's less and less coming out because the reward halves every 4 years. And same with Litecoin. You've got about 70 million that have been mined out, only 14 million to go over its 10-year plus history. And that's all that's left. So let's say the easy ones have already hit the market. It's going to get more and more scarce. Dogecoin, you know, it just keeps getting mined and mined and mined and mined, but, you know, that's okay. It still takes work to get them. It's not like, and I got to re-emphasize this again, it is not like you go and create a smart contract. And what's a smart contract? Really a dumb contract on the Ethereum blockchain or other blockchains at this point, a smart contract. I call it a dumb contract because all it is just code that goes, oh, if this, then this, if that, then, you know, and it just executes the code. Nothing smart about it other than, you know, the person writing it was smart and, you know, wrote down some code. But the contract itself, it just executes, you know, if this happens, then do this. But in the case of coins, what happens is, and anybody can do this, you go out and you write a smart contract or copy one that exists and change a few variables and change the names, and, you know, and you can create coins out of nothing. And you can build a great website. You can create 1 trillion coins, build this great website and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be decentralized. It's going to be currency. It's going to be decentralized finance. It's going to be a, you know, whatever. Put the buzzwords in there, all these things. I'm going to be able to do NFTs on it, you know, and they put a roadmap out there. In 2 years, we're going to do NFTs. We're going to have a decentralized exchange, and start pumping it. Start pumping it on social media. And the next thing you know, you have people buying it. You get listed on an exchange. You start buying it. And you've done nothing other than market your coin. And that people buy it. You know, hey, it's the free market. You can do what you want. The thing is, though, it was created out of nothing, and it's built on hype. And yeah, a lot of people might buy it. I'm thinking of one in particular that was created out of nothing that a lot of people, you know, have gotten into, and they post all over social media, and it's gone up. And really the only thing it does is just pays you more coins for locking them up. So you say, hey, I'm going to lock these coins up for a year, and then you get interest on those coins, but you get paid in the same coins. And it's on the Ethereum blockchain. It's not even its own blockchain. But people give it value. So in dollar terms, yeah, it has value. Can you pay with it? Not really. Can you go somewhere and actually use it? Well, you're going to pay a gas fee, the Ethereum gas fees, to move it, since it's not on its own blockchain. So, you know, it's kind of like the dollar in a lot of ways. You know, if you give it faith, you give it confidence, and enough people do that, it's going to have a value in that community. Other communities, not so much. That's why I like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, even Doge to a lesser degree. But I like those because there was work involved in creating them. It took a lot of time, and that time creates a great deal of history that shows that, okay, this thing does work. This network does function. Value can be exchanged, and exchanged very cheaply in the case of Litecoin, Digibyte, Dogecoin. Very cheap to move it. Penny, less than penny. Bitcoin, a little bit more. Just depends how busy the network is, but still, it's very valuable. You're going to transfer $10 million in Bitcoin. It costs you $5, $10, even it costs you $50. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You know it's going to work. So those coins are important. They just are. And they have their own blockchain. All those computers that are running the code for those particular coins, it's their code. It's their blockchain. Those computers are validating that on a network that is sovereign unto itself. Bank's not involved. Government's not involved as much as they want to get involved and act like they can get involved by signing executive orders, which really basically mean nothing. Again, that's just a confidence game. You know, what authority does the president have to write law? And in this case, I don't think he's really writing law. He's just saying this is what I want to happen. You know, so the full, government forces go to work, make it happen. And that's what an executive order should be. It's like, hey, we need to look into this. All you people in these different groups, look into it and get back to me. Figure it out. But it's really a confidence game, all of it. What do you have faith in? What do you believe in? And what do you have faith in if for some reason, hey, we're shutting down your banking system. Pretend you're Russia. We're shutting you down. You're not going to participate in the rest of the world. All these systems that we've built, you're locked out. You're excommunicated. You're done. What if that happens? What if it happens to you? What if your banks are shut down? Your accounts are locked. You can't do anything. What would you do? How would you transact with somebody? I mean, if you've got crypto in your own wallet, at least you have something of value that you can offer to someone else and say, hey, listen, I'll send you, some Bitcoin. I'll send you some Litecoin, for this particular item. Or, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you pay this bill for me? Write a check for it, and I'll send you this crypto. And, teach them how to cash it out. They can cash it out on, if they've got an account that, clears it out. And I mean, you can go to a coin flip ATM or other ATMs and sell your crypto. I mean, there's a commission for that. You're not going to get a 1-for-1. That's just the way it is, but at least you can do it. At least you have something in your possession that you can trade out, but you can always trade it with people. You just tell them, hey, listen, this is money you can hold in your own possession, and this is how you get out of it if you want to go back to cash. It's no different than any foreign currency at this point, to where you're trading in pesos to dollars or rubles to dollars or, name it, whatever it is, Swiss francs, Japanese yen. And, it fluctuates based on, the current exchange rate. But you do have money in the form of cryptocurrency that no one can take from you. And that's important. It's important to have, especially when things go to crap. If they shut everything down and you have access to nothing that they've created, because again, they created it. They created the banking system. It's theirs. If anything, I hope this resonates with people, that the banking system is not, you don't own the money when you put it in there. Those bills that are created, look at the top of them. I mean, look at what they say. Oh, got some dirty fiat in my pocket. Look what it says at the top. It says Federal Reserve Note. It doesn't say U.S. Treasury Note. It doesn't come out of the Treasury. It says Federal Reserve Note. And they have to put on it, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Basically saying, government sanctioning, oh yeah, it's valuable, it has value. They have to say that because there's no intrinsic value to it. There's nothing that someone can look at and say, well, that has value. Oh yeah, it's not like a piece of gold or silver or copper or nickel. I mean, it's not like those things to where you can hold it in your hand and A friend of mine, Daddy O, go follow him on YouTube, Daddy O. He on Twitter too. He had a a little Twitter video yesterday that he put out, like a 5-second, 7-second video or something, where he said, this is the sound of real money, or do you know this sound? And he was dropping a peace dollar, you know, made before, what was it, 1921 and 1921, 1935, something like that. But it has silver in it, basically. It's got silver money, silver in the money, U.S. dollar coin. And the ting, ding, 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 you know, when it makes on the table, when it drops, it's a very recognizable sound. People recognize there's silver in it. You know, it's got that silver ting. And people recognize what they have in their hand, that, oh, this is valuable. This has something to it. There's something to this. Whereas you look at a dollar, it's like, you don't know if, look at foreign currencies and, you know, all the designs and the pretty pictures and the little people on it, and you don't know if it has any value. You could be holding, you know, a $1 million Zimbabwe note and think, ooh, wow, is that valuable? Don't know. You have no idea, because it's not part of that shared illusion, the cultural illusion that we have. You know, they had a cultural illusion that, hey, their dollar, their bills are worth something. You look at the UK pounds, you know, oh, okay, yeah, those are worth something. You know, the Queen's on there. We look at it, we're like, I don't know what that's worth, because you don't use it. You're just like, I don't know what value to give to that, because it doesn't have any value unless there's this shared illusion of value. Just like the dollar, it does not have any value, but, you know, it's been ingrained in us. You know, we've touched it our whole lives, and so we think that it has value. You know, we've lived with it. But you go to a foreign country and you take your dollars and exchange them for the local currency, and you hold it in your hand and you're looking at it like, what's this going to buy? I don't even know what I'm holding in my hand. I don't know if I got ripped off on the exchange rate. I have no idea, because it doesn't have any value to it other than, okay, well, they accept it. Okay, yeah, it does have value. Okay, you know, all right, cool. We're all seeing the same magic trick and believing in it. Okay, cool. But when you have silver in your hand, when you have a piece of silver in your hand, which I always carry this with me, it's just a silver, you know, American Eagle. And look, it's all worn down because the reed is gone, reading, because I have it in my pocket all the time. I'm always carrying it, you know. And then I got a copper one too, an ounce of copper. I carry them around, and you'll hear me on videos sometimes, you know, on happy hour, I'll be, and I just like the feel of it because it's real, you know. And then on the other pocket, I got a dollar bill, and I'm just like, I can't wait to spend it and get something for it, because it's garbage, because it has no intrinsic value. And the way we're going now, the cost of everything, the reason why it costs so much is not because of Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, that's just an extra factor. That's the cherry on top. We've already built this cake, and we built it with inflation. The money in the United States has been created way beyond our sustainability, way beyond, you know, what we can afford to do. It's been the dollar standard, and it's been tied to oil, and we use the U.S. military to back that, you know, so that, you know, everybody's got to buy oil in dollars, so there's a use case, and dollars are everywhere. But they've created so many dollars that's why things cost so much now. It's called inflation. It's called the destruction of your currency. It's called robbing you of your energy. It's called robbing you of your freedom. You ought to work. And, you know, I was watching a news program just yesterday or this morning, I don't even know what it was, about, you know, women in the trades, construction and stuff. There's one lady who was working, and she, like, insulation, you know, she insulator, ductor, wraps it, you know, I don't know what the term was. But she says, yeah, I mean, you know, they make $80,000, $90,000 a year. You know, that's after they're seasoned and, you know, good, but they start at $22 an hour and got 10% raises a year. I mean, why go to college at this point? I mean, you can actually have a trade and, you know, a skill, and, you know, you're not going into debt. You actually get paid, you know, when you're training. But the point is, I mean, $80,000 to $90,000 a year when I was her age, I mean, I'd have so much money I wouldn't know what to do with it. But that's what happens. It's been devalued, you know. So today's $90,000 was yesterday's $30,000, and it's just, that's what's happening. They just keep creating the money, and so it goes somewhere. It goes into vehicles, it goes into salaries, and not as much so as other things that you need. It goes into food, you know. It goes somewhere, and so you're losing. You're just losing, because there's no value to the money. There's no intrinsic value. it didn't take any work. It takes work to get silver out of the ground. A lot of work to process it. To process this one coin that now, they say it's $7 an ounce, but go and try and buy a Silver Eagle right now. It's about $40 an ounce. It's marked up that much. And so you're starting to see the real price of things get priced in. They can say it's $27 an ounce, but you think about that. This silver coin, what they have to go through. Most silver there aren't pure silver mines anymore, very few. It's usually a byproduct of another metal, mining copper, and then, the process, you look at the process to produce it. The work, the labor, the energy that goes into it. Higher gas prices is going to cause higher prices in mining. And everything it takes to produce this and refine it and make it into this perfect form, this coin, and date it and stamp it, and all that stuff. They're saying it's $27. Nah. That's why it's $40 for this coin right now. Because there's real value to it. It's not easy to get. It takes work. It's just like cryptocurrency. It takes work. Okay, so basically you've got your coins that can be created out of nothing. There's your US dollar coins. There's your US dollars. They just create it out of nothing and print it up. Boom, here it is. It has value. It's going to do this, right on it. This is what it's going to do. Then you got your other coins, like Bitcoin, which is gold, silver, Litecoin, Digibyte, I would say copper, even Dogecoin copper. They're kind of, similar. Dogecoin might be zinc because there's so many of them. But you've got these coins, or maybe Digibyte's nickel. Dogecoin might be copper. I don't know. Whatever, extrapolate it out however you want and resonate however you resonate. But it takes work, just like the actual coins, just like the metals. It takes work to get them out of the ground. It's not easy. You can't just walk up to the mine and say, boom, new money. Here it is. Everybody use it. And I'm not calling out any coins that do that, but there's a lot of them that do that. A lot of them that have sold the illusion to a lot of people. And a lot of people have bought into it. But when things fall apart, I definitely wouldn't want to be holding those coins. I definitely want to be holding something that has a history that's not easy to get, not easy to replicate, can't replicate it. It's very important if you're going to lock up, put it this way, if I want to lock up my wealth in something, it's not going to be a coin that was created last year. It's going to be something with some history. It's got some legs to it. It's going to be Litecoin, sound money for the digital age. Something that's way undervalued when compared to how long it's been around, how many there are. 84 million, that's all that can exist. Again, that's like a quarter of a Litecoin for every American, if we're just talking America. But we're talking a worldwide currency, worldwide money. If you've got I'm just saying 7 billion people in the world, that's like 0.01 and change Litecoin each. Really, you get about 0.01 Litecoin per person in the world if it were equitably distributed, equally distributed. 0.01, a hundredth of a Litecoin for each person to go around. And when I see that it's $100, and you can buy one for $100 and you're 100 times ahead of other people at that point, it's a no-brainer. Complete no-brainer. You're going to look back, you're going to remember this video, and you're going to say, why didn't I buy Litecoin at $100 when he was preaching it? Why didn't I do that? Because it just moonshot. Because the fair value, the real value of it has just been recognized, and everybody wants it. And now I can't get it. Now I can't get it for $1,000. Oops. But it's a patience game. It's recognizing what real value is. Real value. There's a lot of people that jump the bandwagon and say, oh, this is hot. Oh, I need this. I'm doing great. Yeah, I want this and that and that. You know what? There's no fundamentals to back it up. You're not going to be able to dump that garbage on anybody when things fall apart. You're going to be stuck with it. That's just how it is. So recognize things that have value, that are on sale, that are cheap right now, and I would say acquire those. There's silver. There's Litecoin. I don't know if you can still go to the bank and get the nickels. They may put a cap on that and say no more. Hard to say. You can probably still go get pennies, though. I mean, every penny is worth more in metal than the actual face value. And if it's before 1982, it's over three times the face value. You get over 3 cents each. So, you know, the money's right there. Just pick it up. All right. Executive orders, whatever. I mean, it's all a show. It's all a show. Do you know that the president of Ukraine, this Zelensky, used to be a comedy actor on TV before he was president? An actor. And there are several people in the Ukrainian cabinet who are actors or have, you know, ties to comedy. And I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. What's that mean? I don't know. Ronald Reagan was an actor. I guess that's what we need as far as leadership nowadays. We need actors, people that, what makes a good movie? Great actors. Or is it vice versa? What makes a good movie? No, I think it's what makes a great movie. Good actors. Sure seems like a movie. Sure seems like Clown World. Maybe that's the title of the thing we're watching here, Clown World. There's a lot of discrepancies from what we see and what's reality. And we just got to dig through it or just enjoy the show. I don't know. Your choice. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you take stock, or, you know, I don't want to say that. It's kind of condescending. I hope something resonated. I hope something I said makes something click in your head and it helps to change your life for the better. You know, that's all I can hope for. It really is. You know, see things differently from a different angle. You know, that's, you know, then I brought some value. Yeah, that's it. And if I brought some value, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you think somebody else can benefit from this, share some of the videos. Go back and watch some of my older videos. And, you know, hopefully it helps at some level. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving your energy. Always trust yourself. Always trust yourself. You know better than anyone else. You don't want to look back and have a life of regret saying, I should have done that because I knew I should have done that, but I didn't do it because somebody talked me out of it. Don't let them talk you out of it. If you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your gut, it's resonating with you, and you say to yourself, you know what, I know I should do this. I just should do this. Then do it. Don't have regrets. Do it. Then you'll only have yourself to blame. You know, you don't want to be blaming somebody else because you didn't do something. Don't say that, oh, well, I didn't do it because this person said I shouldn't. You know, I didn't want to do it because I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it. And blame yourself. Don't blame other people. Trust yourself. Things will be better. All right. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Have a wonderful Thursday.